All right, I got this thing in on my feed. It's called Six Unforgettable Psychological Thrillers. And I'm going to read the premises of 5 of these 6 psychological thrillers. One of them, the pattern that I notice in the others isn't really the case in the one that I'm omitting, but still, for this to be a pattern in 5 of these 6 unforgettable psychological thrillers is really something to notice. Okay, I'm skipping over the intro, and again, if you want to find this for yourself, it's crimereads.com. Before I Go to Sleep, by S.J. Watson. Christine Lucas wakes up every day with no recollection of the past 2 decades of her life, still believing she's in her early 20s. Ever since she had an accident, her memory resets every time she falls asleep, and she has no idea that once she had a son who died in Afghanistan. However, Christine has begun keeping a secret journal, determined to rediscover who she is, and is beginning to realize, with growing horror, how little she can trust those around her, even her husband. All right, so that's the first one. Okay, we move on. Elizabeth Haynes, Into the Darkest Corner. Catherine was once an outgoing and confident young professional, but that was before she met Lee, a mysterious charmer, who ended up stalking her relentlessly and became violent, although nobody believed her at the time. 4 years later, Catherine has moved to a new city, and although she's still suffering PTSD, she's trying to start again, even meeting a new neighbor who offers her hope for the future, until the phone rings. Into the Darkest Corner uses dual timelines to show the devastating effects of stalking on Catherine's psychological state, meaning that the reader experiences 2 different versions of the same person by seeing her before and after she's terrorized. Oh, all right. That's the second one. Second of the 5 that I'm going to read. Just see if you're noticing a pattern. Next one, Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. When 15-year-old Ellie Mack disappears after going to the local library, her mother Laurel's life is forever changed. For a long time, Laurel drifts through her days, becoming detached from her family and eventually divorcing her husband. Finally, when Ellie's remains are found 10 years later, Laurel begins a new relationship with Floyd, a charmer. But on meeting his daughter Poppy, she's struck by how similar the girl is to Ellie, and as she begins to investigate, she learns that her daughter's fate was darker than she ever imagined. All right. Meeting a charmer. Second time we hear about a man who's a charmer. Okay, next one, What Happened to Nina by Dervla McTiernan. The novel begins with 20-year-old Nina Fraser sharing the story of her relationship with her boyfriend, Simon Jordan, and a weekend they spent at his parents' cabin near Stowe, Vermont. The chapter finishes with Nina going downstairs to tell Simon their relationship is over, and that is the last we hear from her. Simon returns home alone, his explanation for Nina's absence full of inconsistencies. But while Nina's parents push for answers, Simon's powerful family hires expensive lawyers and a PR firm to wage a takedown media campaign against Nina and her family. Charmer, threatened by husband, boyfriend who killed her and now is going to hide the evidence with help of his PR team. All right, I just want to zoom in on what I'm getting at here. Okay, finally, The Push by Ashley Audrain. Blythe Connor wants to be a wonderful mother to baby Violet, particularly because she comes from a line of troubled women. However, in the thick of motherhood's exhausting early years, Blythe becomes convinced that something is wrong with her daughter, that she doesn't behave like most children do. Her husband, Fox, thinks that she's imagining things. Oh, wife, stupid wife, you're just imagining things. There's nothing wrong with our daughter. But when their son arrives, things only get worse because Blythe finds it easy to love him, and her troubling, unnatural feelings about Violet become impossible to ignore. After a tragic event, both Blythe and the reader are left asking if Violet is truly terrifying, or if Blythe's own distress has made her incapable of seeing her daughter clearly. Blythe narrates as though talking to her husband, putting the reader in Fox's shoes as he repeatedly demands to be heard. And he continually says, stupid woman, you're wrong. All right, so from those 5 books, we have the first one, everything, she can't trust anyone in her life, even her husband. Second one, just to review. Second one, she meets Lee, a mysterious charmer, who ends up stalking her and becomes violent, but nobody believes her. Okay. Stalking, violent, charmer for a boyfriend. Third one, girl has a boyfriend. They go on vacation together. He comes back. She does not come back. She's never heard from again. And then he explains her absence and hires expensive lawyers and a powerful PR team to wage a takedown media campaign against Nina and her family. And the final one, Blythe Connor, the women in her family are troubled. Can we even, is it even any question why they're troubled? It's probably because of their husbands. And this time around, Blythe has a daughter, and she thinks there's something wrong with her, but her husband just keeps dismissing her, just saying, your concerns are of no value to me, because you're a mere woman. You see what I'm getting at here? You see what I'm getting at? These are 5 of the 6 unforgettable crime thrillers, okay? By the way, not this is bad, but every single author is a woman, it would seem, also. So there you go. There you go. This is a very permeating thing. It permeates into the fiction that young women read. Young women are into crime fiction. They're into true crime, but they're also into crime fiction. And the crime fiction seems to revolve around heroines who meet charmers. He's a charmer. And then they're terrorized or stalked or possibly killed. And or their account of things is never believed by the men in their lives. The men in their lives do them nothing but ill. All right. You'd think there'd be some variety there. And there was, to be fair, one book in that group that doesn't seem to have this same pattern. But 5 of the 6 books recommended, it's one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. So just pointing it out.